Sidechaining. Let's talk about sidechaining real quick. Now, I think one of the biggest problems that a lot of producers have is getting that 808 and that kick to sit nicely in a mix. Now, there's a lot of ways that you can do this. You can use plugins such as Trackspacer, which is something that I've used a lot. You can draw in those volume curves to dip every single time that kick hits. Now, Sonible recently sent me their new Smart Comp2 plugin. And Smart Comp2 is a really unique compressor in that it has AI learning. And it's probably one of the most feature-filled, heavy parameter compressors that I've ever opened up. Now, I don't know about you guys, but whenever I have a plugin that has way too many things to do in it, I get anxiety. And that's just normally me getting anxiety about everything. But instead of going into every single feature that plugin can do, let's talk about one of the coolest features, and that's the AI learning sidechaining feature. All right, I have our session from someone that I used to know pulled up, and in the pre-chorus part, there is a section that has 808s and trap kicks going on. I'm gonna go ahead and play that for you. If you can't hear the 808s, go ahead and put a pair of headphones on. All right, cool. So right now what I'm using is Trackspacer to carve out that room for the kick. I have the settings at the fastest attack and the fastest release. My ratio is pretty low, and I have it set to only carve out frequencies basically under 400 hertz every time that kick hits. So to solo that and play it again. Now, does that work? Yeah, it works. It works for what I needed. And it sounds good. But the one thing that I'm noticing is that even though I have it on the fastest attack and release, I'm still hearing like a ducking sound. Now, within the context of the mix, am I going to really hear it? Well, yeah, maybe if I'm thumping this in a car and it's blaring through the subwoofers, I'm going to hear that duck. So let's try to get a better result with Sonible Smart Comp2. All right, so let's load up Sonible Smart Comp2. First thing we're going to do is we're going to turn on that external sidechain right here. Then I'm going to choose my kick signal. It's pretty easy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to push on this green button right here, and I'm going to run that signal going through it, and it's going to analyze the kick in relation to the 808. All right, so let's do that. Cool. Now, what Sonible Smart Comp2 has done is it's basically created these custom settings saying that, you know, what it thinks is the best for my sidechain. But right off the bat, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off this auto release feature, and I'm going to go to the fastest release, and screw it, let's go to the fastest attack too. Let's listen to that real quick. All right, you know what? Let's turn up this ratio. And 5.8, 5.9. Let's go maybe 17 point. Cool. So it has about 6.1 dB of gain reduction. And in the spectral link section, let's have it so that it only takes out frequencies below, let's just say 510. All right, right off the bat, I'm noticing that this is way smoother. I'm hearing way less ducking than Trackspacer. So just for reference, let's go back to Trackspacer really quick and play that solo. Now, I don't know if you could hear this, but what Trackspacer is doing is, if you could hear, because that release is slower, it's not letting as much low end through. So it kills that low end. So I don't hear as much 808 because it's ducking too much of that kick signal. But Smart Comp2 is releasing much faster, allowing that 808 to hit much harder. Let's hear that within a mix. And that's it. So, Sonible Smart Comp2 versus Wavesfactory Trackspacer, both amazing plugins. Honestly, really amazing plugins. But for what we were doing right here, carving out low end for the 808s, I definitely think Sonible has the upper hand. If you like these tips and tricks, make sure to follow me on Instagram and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks a lot, guys.